Perfect. We are recording, so thank you so much, girl, for getting on here and doing this with us. So if you want to unmute yourself and just introduce yourself to everybody who doesn't know you.
All right. Well, hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me on here. My name's Victoria Griffin, and I am a double diamond. And I've been with the company now for about, oh gosh, it's been 5 years. Um, I started back in, I want to say it was September 2014. And I apologize. I'm like all over the place. I'm a basketball mom, and I'm just like out of breath today because I'm like on the go. Um, but I'm going to make it through this. But I guess, did you just want me to share a little bit about my story, you said? Okay, so like I said, I started back in September 2014, and I was a working mom. I only had 2 kids at the time, and I was working 70 plus hours a week. I was in a warehouse, and it was super crazy. Like, I never had money for bills. I never had money for my cell phone payment or anything. We lived with my parents at the time, and we were actually paying them rent. And I was just tired of living, not even paycheck to paycheck, I would say. It was less than that. I always had less money than that in my bank. But I basically joined just for a free product. Like, I really didn't even care about the business or making money. I just seen my friend post about, I think it was stretch mark cream. And I was like, oh gosh, like if my body could look like that would be amazing. I had just had my son like a year before I even seen anything about it works. And I was like, I want this product. And she was telling me the prices about becoming a customer. And I'm like, I can't do it. Like, there's no way. I will never be able to come up with the money. I barely have enough money to be able to pay my bills or like put food on our table. And she brought up the opportunity, and I honestly just kind of like ignored her. I never said anything to her about joining. I watched her for about, I want to say it was like a whole month, maybe 3 weeks. And she was paying off debt. She was going on vacations. She was basically living this amazing life. And I was like, wow, like I want this. Like, I didn't know I needed it at the time, but I was like, if I could make that happen, that would be amazing. So I just kind of jumped all in. I was like, all right, I'm going to take my cell phone bill and I'm just going to not pay it that week. And I'll just call them like I normally do. I call them up. I'm like, hey, I need an extension on my cell phone bill, and I'll pay it like, next week. And then it never happens. But, but I jumped all in at that time. And I honestly, it's been the most amazing journey ever. Like I said, when I first joined, it was all about free products. So I was running for those 4 customers. I wanted that $100 shopping spree. I wanted that free product. So I just did whatever it took to get there. I was talking to people that I worked with. I was talking to family members, and you know what? I was getting so much backlash from my family members. They were like, it doesn't work. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that. Like, why is it not working for you? And I'm like, I've never tried it before, so I don't really know. And they kind of made me nervous, but I'll get more into that later on. I ended up blocking most of my family members while joining this business because they brought me down. But I ended up getting my first customers just by starting Instagram. I literally knew nothing about it. I didn't have an Instagram, so I started fresh. My upline was like, go in, add some friends, go meet new people, go see the world, basically, because there are billions of people in this world that want this, and you're going to find them, girl. Like, just go get them. And I was ignorance on fire, guys. I literally added thousands of people a day. I was on my phone on breaks. I was in the lunchroom working my business, messaging people, getting people into my calendar. And I ended up making my very first promotion. Took me about 2 months to go executive. And then it was about, I think, 4 months in, I ended up going to Ruby. And then at that point, I was like, you know what? Like, I hate my job. Like, I'm ready to leave. I quit my job at Ruby, guys. I know that's kind of crazy. Like, don't do that. Like, I don't recommend doing it. I was just so fed up and I was stressed out. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. My son's crying. Okay. So, like I was saying, I was stressed out. I was tired. And I just didn't want to do it no more. I couldn't. I didn't see myself as a stay-at-home mom, but I was missing out on a lot. And I didn't see it at the time, what I was missing out on because I was so focused on working, making money for my family. And the only way I knew how to do that was to put 70 plus hours a weekend at my full-time job. But like I said, I quit my job at Ruby, and then that was at 4 months, and then I went diamond at 6 months, and that's like life-changing money. When your upline tells you that, you know, diamond is basically a license to print money, like they're not even joking with you guys. Like it is legit. You are going to make that much money. You're going to make those four figures a freaking month. And then I want to say I went double diamond a year and a half in. So it kind of took me some time to get to that point. But I got there. And I did lose rank, but I ended up coming back and I went diamond again and then I went double diamond. So it made it that much better when I did go double diamond. And it was crazy. Like it was a blessing in disguise when I went double diamond because at the time, my husband was like going through some stuff and he actually ended up losing his job. So my income actually took over for a little bit until he could find another job. And it's just been amazing since then, you guys. Like, can you go down with daddy? Go down. But yeah, it's been amazing since then. And I've been a double diamond since, and I'm working my way to triple. And I'm so excited for this momentum because it's so different whenever I first joined this business. I'm sorry. He's going to be a little cranky. Oh. Was that all that you wanted me to share for that, like as my story?
Yeah, that's perfect. And I love what you were talking about with like your journey. I tell my girls all the time, like your starting point and how like quickly you go doesn't define anything. Like me and you both, we went diamond in month 6, but I went ruby in my first 30 days. And so it's so easy to look and see someone who goes ruby in 30 days and it's like, oh my goodness, like I didn't go ruby, so I can't go diamond. But you took a little bit longer to get the momentum started, but you ran just as fast from there. So it doesn't matter if you guys are in month 1 and you haven't seen the results, or in your month 10 you haven't seen the results. As long as you're still putting in the effort, it's going to happen step by step. That was great. Okay, so first question we have for you guys, or for you, is what do you think has helped you succeed the most?
Okay, so for that, honestly, I think the number one thing that has helped me is just like staying close to the fire, honestly. Just staying close to my team, staying close to like-minded people, and just having that support, guys. Like, you just don't truly know like what people go through behind the scenes. And I was one of those people that like, yeah, I could make friends, but I was not like an outside person. Like if I was in the house, like I was staying in the house. Like I'm like, I don't want to go outside. Like I look like this half the time. Like I just like messy bun. I'm wearing probably hoodies, maybe some sweatpants. I don't know. Like I'm just gone with it. And I'm momming like the whole thing. Like, but yeah, just, I would definitely say just staying close to the fire is like the number one thing. And doing, personal development. Like I really feel like that is super huge. And I'm not talking just like YouTube. Like I'm talking like I love to jam out, and this is crazy. I'm not a Christian and I'm not like all into, church and things like that. Like, I praise you people for, going to church every Sunday. I just can't handle it with 3 kids. Like it's just, my house is 24/7 chaos. And I don't even like taking my kids out in public most of the time. But yeah, I listen to Christian music. I jam out to, I'm trying to think, Lauren Daigle and like all of those amazing freaking Christian singers. Like, I just love it. It pumps me up and it gives me hope. you know? So I love it. Like that's definitely number one.
I love that. And so with being close to the fire, what would you have to say about people who have not gotten their conference ticket yet?
Oh my gosh, definitely do it. I'm going to tell you something right now. It's crazy. So my first year, obviously I couldn't really go to conference. And it was just because we were just struggling financially. We were still living with my parents. We did have two kids at the time, and nobody could watch our children, nor did they want to watch two kids. But my second year, I ended up, still struggling mentally and a lot, with growing with the company. But I knew I had to be there. Like I knew that, I had to find a way, and I ended up selling stuff. I remember selling clothes. I remember selling some of my kids' clothes, like stuff that they didn't need. And I ended up bunking with, I think, three other girls, and I slept in the bathtub, like for real. Like I slept in the bathtub because I wanted to go so bad. And I knew that, I was going to do whatever it took to get there. And I didn't care if I slept on the floor. I didn't care if I slept in somebody's car. Like I just wanted to take in all this stuff that my leaders were telling me. Like they were telling me that, conference is life changing, and it's so different when you're around like-minded people around this huge arena. And I was like, I have to go. Like I have to experience this. Like I don't care. Like I'm going. So we ended up sacrificing a lot. My husband stayed home with the kids, of course, but I went my very first year, or not my very first year, my second year. It would have technically been like my second year, I guess. But it was crazy. It was amazing. I had so much fun. And, it wasn't even that like I had a lot of money to like, go and spend and do things, but we met up with our team. Like we met up with my upline, my leaders. Jade Hooper is our ambassador diamond. And I got to meet her for the first time. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this girl knows who I am. Like, this is crazy. So you guys, like, if you don't have your ticket, get your ticket. Like, this conference is going to be freaking amazing. I haven't missed a conference ever since my very first one. So definitely just find a way. I think I even asked my grandparents for money to go to this conference. So
Yes, I love it. And guys, Christmas is coming up. It's okay to ask for that as your Christmas present. Like, it's cool. But not just get your ticket, actually go. I know we've got a lot of you guys on our team who already got their ticket, but like haven't been on the fence about actually going, but pull the trigger, get your tushy there. Like, it is going to completely change your business. I promoted Diamond at conference and I doubled my check within 2 months of the event. Okay. I went from making like full-time income to over $8,000 a month within 2 months of conference because of the tips and the environment and the momentum and the fire that comes from that. So get your butts there. This conference is amazing. So let's see. Next question for you is, how do you manage your time and stay organized?
Um, for me, okay, so I wasn't a big like calendar person. I hated calendars. I hated anybody that had their life together and organized. I'm like, how do I do this with three kids? I could even do it with two kids, but I basically, when my upline was like, you need to get a calendar, like she like shoved it in my face and was like, look, this is the calendar, like you have to use it. You guys, like ever since I picked up the actual calendar and started using it, I can't stop. Like now I have a calendar everywhere. I have a calendar with me. I have my calendar at home when I'm on my couch snuggling with my son. I have a calendar in my kitchen. It's set up with appointments. It's set up with whatever we got going on, basketball practice, basketball, games and things like that for my kids. Um, but that's basically how I stay organized. I have and not sure if you guys or anybody has it, but it's the It Works planner. And I love like the columns. Like it actually gives you like a column that you can stick your potentials in for the week. And that's honestly how I do everything. Everybody I ever talk to, Like if it's a Monday, like I'm writing down their name on Monday. If it's Tuesday, I'm writing their names down on Tuesday. If somebody gives me a date, they're going in my calendar and I'm putting down a date and a time that I'm going to go follow up with them. And I'll even set a reminder if it's on Facebook. You can do like a little reminder and it'll actually ring for them and you to let you know that, hey, this is coming up that day. So that's how I pretty much stay organized. And it's so easy to just flip back and be like, okay, I talked to, Natasha or Mariah, whatever. Like I can just go back and do that. But that's how I stay organized. And when I say I write down everything, I write down everything. Like I don't care if I get paper happy. Like I'm just going to write it down because I will forget.
I'm the exact same way. Like I kill so many trees. Um, so I'm not a mom, and we have a lot of moms on our team. So how would you say like you've had to learn to work your business in with being a mom?
Okay, so I went through like the whole mom guilt thing where I was like I'm working and my kids are like, trying to scatter around figuring out what they're going to do. And honestly, I got over myself one day and I was like, you know what? No, like my kids are good. Like my kids are going to play. As long as I'm present of, whatever they're doing, um they're going to know like, hey, mommy's working. Like she's putting in this time now so that way later on we can have the life that, she wants us to have, which is a good life. And I've honestly just I work around them. It's so easy. Like when my son's taking naps during the day, I have two children who are in school, which is super helpful now. But I didn't when I first started. I always had one in school, one out. Or like now I have two in school and now I have one at home. And like I said, when my son is taking naps, I'll work. I'll wake up at like 30 minutes earlier than my kids and I'll make sure I do my personal development. I have my cup of coffee and I'm getting my stories out. I'm doing my posts. I'm interacting. I have like a 6 list and I can kind of share with you, Mariah, and then you can share with your team. Um, but that's basically like how I do everything. Like I'll look at the 6 list every morning and I'll be like, okay, I'm getting my host post out or I'm getting this out, this many messages. I'm going to send this many friend requests. And I just do it. And I don't make excuses. I'm like, okay, I don't care how busy I am. If I'm out and about, like I still have my phone on me. Like either my mother's with me or sometimes my husband will be home and I always have my phone. I'm always putting in, messaging or following people or doing whatever I can for my business because at the end of the day, like I want to make sure that I'm 100% happy about what like effort I put in and I'm not going to go to bed until I'm satisfied. So,
Perfect. I love that. So my next question is, do you message? And if you do, like kind of what do you message for and what do you say?
okay. So, like I said, when I first joined, it was all about Instagram, guys. I never was a Facebook person. I'm actually one of those MySpace babies where like MySpace was like huge. And then Facebook came out and I was like, you know, but I kind of got used to Instagram in the beginning, just because, like I said, my upline pushed it. She's like, Instagram's huge. Like, you need to do it. There's billions of people out there. You're going to go find them, like, on Insta. So I did message, and I was reaching out to everybody. It was either the opportunity or I was reaching out about the products. Now is completely different. I'm reaching out strictly for host to post because I know that they're going to watch me. If I send that message, they're going to go to my page. They're going to be like, who is this girl? What is she doing? Like, she's making me, want to put up this post or whatever. Like, they're going to like creep on my page and they're obviously going to see one of my posts. So that's going to, help them engage into like what I'm doing. And then sometimes if I'm pushing for customers, like I need volume, I will put up like potential little customer like messages and then I'll just strictly message for that and I can share those with you as well. I'll just have to like send it to you because I'm on my computer right now and I'm like I have my phone, it's getting ready to die. But yeah, I mainly do host to post messaging just because like I know there's so many more people out there other than the people that are looking at my page right now. And like I want to find as many people as I possibly can. So I'm getting those host posts out.
I'm the same way. I completely understand. So when you do your host to post, do you do host to post for products or the business or both?
I do both. But like this whole month, like I have been like focusing just on distributors because I want to bring in new blood. We're getting ready to go into like a really huge month, like or January, February, March, so a really huge month for us. So I'm just trying to put in as many potentials as I possibly can. And when I'm doing potential distributor host posts, I obviously can flip it either way. It could be distributor, it could be products, like it doesn't matter. Um, so again, yeah, I'm just doing strictly distributor ones right now.
Awesome. Okay. And let's see. My next question is, what are your best tips for following up and sealing the deal?
Okay, so number one tip, do not ever forget to follow up. Like, make sure that you are putting in your potentials. Um, and I don't know about you guys, but I follow up every single day. It does not matter like what day of the week it is. Because I can obviously find people to purchase stuff on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't matter. So what I do is if I have people who just like stop responding back to me or they just kind of like go through and they ignore, I'm actually like when I make my columns in my calendar, when I go into Tuesday and I fill that up, I'll go back to Monday and I'll follow up with those people that have completely ghosted me and stopped responding after I sent them the price. And I'll be like, hey girl, did I catch you at a bad time? Or, like, or hey girl, like I have a spot left for my Thermofite X or whatever. Would you like to, try this out or whatever I possibly can to like seal the deal with them? I'm doing it. I will follow up with them, but I'm not going to like, I guess, waste my time waiting for these people to sign up. If they're not going to respond, I'm going to go find more people. Like that is just my goal, is to find as many people as I possibly can until I actually seal the deal with somebody that night. So
And how many times do you follow up with people? Like, is it like after 5 times of ignoring me, I like kick them to the curb? Or like, do you have like a system with that?
absolutely not, because I feel like if you said yes to me one time, you're forever interested, or you're gonna tell me, or you're gonna block me. So I will continue to follow up until I die. That's what I tell people all the time. I'm like, I will follow up with you until I die, for real. Like I will be in your inbox every single day. Not every single day. Like I'll give them a break. But every single week, every single month, like I'm gonna check up on you, boo. Like we're gonna get you signed up. Like I don't care if it takes you 5 years to sign up with me. Like I'm gonna be there when you're ready. So I just make sure that I'm very persistent with people and they love it. Like I've had people that have watched me for 3 years and are like, okay, enough is enough. Like I've watched you for 3 years. Like I'm done trying to play small. Like let's do this. So yeah, forever. Like I'm gonna follow up till I die.
I love it. I say that all the time. Like, you follow up until they say yes, give you a new date, or block you. Like, that's the only option. So the last question I have for you, it's a little bit longer of a question. So what's something that you would say to someone who's brand new, someone who's been in a few months, and then someone who's been in a few years?
Okay, so for someone who is brand new, um, obviously like my biggest tip would just be like, run with this girl. Like you have such an advantage right now. Um, run like your butt is on fire. Like I remember being brand new and just being so excited. I was like, once I signed that first customer, like I couldn't stop. And like if you haven't found that customer yet, go find them, guys. I just I seriously played, hold on. I played a game with like following people. Like I would go like follow 100 people and I'd be like, "Oh, I got to go follow 100 more." Or like I challenge myself because we used to have like these little groups where our upline would be like, "Okay, if you go follow 1,000 people as a team, like I'll do a $10 gift card or something like that." and I always had to be like number one. So I just like challenged myself to add, like add all day if I could. But like I said, that was back when I first joined. Now you have to kind of like give yourself that break because you will get blocked. And I don't know if it's 25 an hour, or I know for messaging, if you're one of those people that message super fast, like you will get blocked. Um, and I kind of break it up. But I also do take my time like with that. But yeah, that would be my biggest tip for just newbies getting started, is just get started, girl. Like you don't have to know everything. You don't have to um have all the qualities of the girl that you signed up with. You just do it. Like you go find the people that are just like you and you run with this opportunity. So that is for that. And then you said someone who has been in a few months. Okay, so if you've been in a few months, and I have a ton of girls like this, if you've been in a few months and you haven't signed anybody, or maybe you're just now like getting started, really, my biggest advice would just be like, start like you're brand new. Like, just get out there, message people, add people. You obviously know what your daily six list is, right? Like your non-negotiables, what you should be doing every single day. Just make sure that you are doing that every single day consistently. Like, I know people are going to ignore you. Believe me when I tell you, I get ignored so many times a day. I don't let it get to me though, because I know that there's somebody out there who needs me, and I'm going to find that person. Like, I am determined. And I remember joining and me telling myself basically that, you know what, like this is called it works, but I'm going to make it work. Like, I don't care what it takes. Like, I'm going to make this work for myself, for my kids, for my family. Like, I'm going to do this. So like I said, I have a couple of girls who are just now really getting into the groove of things, signing customers. And the biggest thing has been host to post, you guys. Like, if you're not doing host to post, like jump on that wagon now, because I'm telling you, like, you're going to be a massive roller by January if you keep it up.
100%. You guys, I want you guys to hear that. Host to post, okay? We've been doing contests, weekly contests, and one of the stipulations to win is averaging 10 a day. And I'm telling you guys, I don't do it for my own good. It's coming from other people too. When you're getting up massive amounts of host to post, you will become that mass enroller. You will hit those goals. You will get out of any kind of funk, because that's going to bring so much movement into your organization. And then the last part of that was, what would you say to someone who's been in a few years?
Okay, so a few years, you guys. I mean, I'm obviously somebody who's been in like years and years with his company. And I can tell you that my success has been a roller coaster. But each time I have moved up. And you guys know, like, the same thing as you guys that have been in for a few months. You know your daily six list, you know how to do those things. My biggest advice is definitely personal development, because you have to be willing to grow your mind. You have to be willing to like learn more. Obviously, I don't know everything, guys. Like, even though I'm 5 years in, I'm still learning brand new stuff every single day. Post to post was definitely number one, like something new that I had to learn, because we didn't have host to post when I first started. And just learning, different things, like different techniques. I know for me, I learn one way, but for my team, like, I know some of my girls just need to hear it from like other leaders. It may be the same thing coming out of my mouth, but they don't quite hear it unless they hear it from another leader. So go for, like, find other leaders that you can relate to, or um that I guess just really speak to you. Because, like, I love the leaders that are very bold and they're loud and they're in your face. Like, I'm not that type of girl, but I love it whenever people are like, go at it, girlfriend, like, you got this. And like, especially Tiffany Her, like, I love her personality. And Jade Hooper, I mean, obviously, like, she's a crazy woman with all the kids and she's freaking amazing. um and Ashley, I know Ashley Mayfield, wow, like, she is a little firecracker. And I love her purple hair. But yeah, find people like that. If you've been in a few years and you just find yourself in a rut, like I said, do some personal development, get going. Like, don't stop. Like, don't stop now, because obviously your success is coming. Like, you have to push yourself through whatever storm you're going through, because there's going to be roadblocks and there's going to be things that are going to change. Like, I know for me, like I said, I started this with 2 kids. Now it's more of a challenge. I have 3 kids. So I'm like now figuring that out, that, hey, like, I can't do some of the things I used to be able to do. Like, I have to work around that and figure it out. And by figuring it out, that's getting up early, maybe staying up a little later, doing those things to make sure that I can get the stuff done that I need to get done. But yeah, definitely that's a tip for you guys who have been in for a while.
Perfect. Thank you so much for hopping on here and sharing with us. I was wanting to keep it close to half an hour, so we are like right on track. But we appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much.
So we're gonna go ahead and get off here. And like I say all the time, I don't want you guys to get off and then just go to bed and sit on the knowledge. Like, when we have these things and we come together, you get inspired, you pick up on tips, and I want you guys to take a second and then go apply them before you go to bed, before you call it a night. I want you to go send more messages or go add more people, whatever it is, but go do another action before you call it quits. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Monday night. Love you all.